I'm Melissa Meisner. Coming up on News 25, we put the spotlight on local actors that are making it big on the big screen.
Welcome back to the Big Easy!
A sea of faces shined with hope and excitement, all caught on camera by local news outlets and American Idol crew members as filming and today's auditions got underway in New Orleans. Cameron Polavon didn't have anything to say. His attorney, Gail Nicholson, only no comment, as the two walked into court for Polavon's arraignment on 5 federal charges. Why do you think that Sean Anthony hasn't been indicted yet? Do you think he's turned over information to the feds that led to this indictment? Do you think that Sean Anthony will be indicted? News 25 has learned that a public auction is scheduled this Thursday to sell equipment owned by S.H. Anthony. According to this website, fuel tanks and trailers are among the equipment up for sale. However, News 25 cameras captured video of people inspecting equipment Tuesday at the business just off Seaway Road. We spotted several company-branded trailer beds leaving the site at high rates of speed. As for Polavon, his bond has been set at $25,000. His trial is scheduled for March 2nd of next year, and a pretrial hearing has been set for February 9th. In Gulfport, Toni Miles, News 25. It wasn't the Saints who came marching in, but New Orleans native Harry Connick Jr. The American Idol judge arrived on a Mardi Gras float in true Big Easy style, greeted by some contestants and his fellow judges, Jennifer Lopez and Keith Urban.
Judging from the look in their eye, they were thinking, man, this guy makes a big entrance. So that's how we like to do it.
Harry played host and tour guide. Area residents got an unexpected treat last night when Urban took center stage at the House of Blues and belted out a few songs.
Crazy. It's really, really great. Rowdy and just, yeah.
And while Ryan Seacrest and the Idol judges enjoyed their time here in the Big Easy, it was all business here at the New Orleans Convention Center as they narrowed down the last batch of candidates who will ultimately head to Hollywood.
And yesterday, we looked and we found some good people, but I don't think we found the superstar yet from here. So today, we hope to find that person.
They've been good. They've been good. And today, you know, we just did one day yesterday, so we're about to do the second day today. I'm hoping, you know, for an even better day today.
Adam Lasher took a few licks before his audition.
I'd say I've had some overall luck, good and bad, but still on the positive side for right now. I got a busted hand that was like 4 days ago. From the busted hand, drop the guitar.
But Adam isn't singing the blues because he's an American Idol hopeful.
Sun-Herald asked for the files more than a year and a half ago and was denied by the DMR on grounds that the files were part of the DMR's investigation. The Sun-Herald then sued, citing the Mississippi Public Records Law and the public's right to know the truth. After a judge ruled the documents must be made available, the state auditor, Stacey Pickering, brought the files up to a city near Jackson to a federal grand jury. Because his actions went against the judge's ruling, he was held in contempt of court. Pickering and the DMR must pay the Sun-Herald's attorney's fees.
A Santa and Friends on Ice program kicked off earlier this week, but there will be performances all the way through December 28th. These skilled figure skaters will make a warm holiday story come to life through their beauty and skillful moves. Alongside singers and actors, the show performs nightly except for Monday nights, beginning at 7 p.m. with additional matinee performances on Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. It features performance from around the globe.
I think it's a wonderful Christmas show. Yeah. I said in the midst of even this night, the heat where you wouldn't see winter like this, we got this nice ice and figure skating.
It's the first time we've had real ice. We usually have plastic, so.
Few cars were on the road this morning, and even though the Popsbury Bridge was open at dawn, it looked like a ghost town nearby.
When I went to the gym, I saw that it was closed, and I was wondering, well, I wonder how many other businesses are closed.
Chuck Schaefer missed his workout at the gym this morning, but it didn't stop him and his son from working up a sweat in the kitchen at Shady's New World Cuisine restaurant.
They did put sand earlier.
It was also a busy day for bridge tender Jennifer Hudson. She answered a lot of phone calls and also kept a watchful eye on the bridge as crews worked throughout the day to de-ice and sand the Popsbury Bridge. Hudson's seen a lot in her 5 years working here. This, she says, is a first.
As long as I've been here, I have not seen them put sand. at all.
And although the Pops Ferry Bridge was open for much of the day, some local businesses and organizations decided not to take any chances. And New Life Family Church on Pops Ferry Road also shut down today and canceled Wednesday's services. Even Shady's New World Cuisine closed a little early.
Because my employees do need to get home, and I want to let them out in time to where they'll be safe in their return home.
Shady's was one of the first restaurants to open after Katrina. And while cool beer was a top seller then, today was a better day for a warm beverage and a hot meal, and an even better night to stay safe at home.
You just go to the home button. As you can see how fast it pulls up, this iPad is pretty fast. Now this is your iPhone here. That goes as a compliment.
The new iPhone 6 works hand in hand with the Apple AirPad. This is just one of the many new features customers like Ramel Page have been waiting for with the launch of Apple's new phone.
It's not only the names that change on these ballots every year, but also the rules and regulations that poll workers must follow. That's why it's so important for them to come to the training here behind these doors. Mr. Fritsch, we've seen that the Gulf Coast has really been key to this race. Both McDaniel and Cochran lobbying and campaigning a lot in the past week on the coast. How do you think the coast has played a role in this election?
Well, it's vital to the campaign, obviously. Ingalls Shipyard is a very important part of the economy down here. It's really unfortunate over the last 36 years, the shipyards have lost 14,000 jobs, from 25,000 down to only 11,000. And we've seen over the same period a lot of spending from Washington, D.C., which is, of course, pinching the defense industry. And we're very concerned about that. And we need to take care of the budgetary issues nationwide so that we can make sure that we are able to prioritize defense spending. And that's been a key message for us down here on the coast.
I'm standing here in front of the Brady Drive culvert, which, due to a faulty switch, caused wastewater to be released into the Gulf. You can see the culvert behind me here. It was released into the Gulf. The city of Biloxi has called the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. As soon as they realized the failure, they came out, tested the water, and deemed that it was unsafe for swimming.
According to the affidavit, for months, 44-year-old Long Beach police officer Patrick Kliss had a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old girl. According to the affidavit, the officer would drive around in his police cruiser with the 15-year-old and her 13-year-old female friend and take them to various locations around the city.
In hopes of combating the short 9-day season this year, the DMR allowed anglers to harvest red snapper.
Sounds of traffic above the Fort Bayou Bridge and sounds of progress below as day 2 of renovations get underway at the Fort Bayou boat ramp in Ocean Springs. County leaders tell News 25 it's a good investment for everyone. Michael Kinney has been delivering newspapers for more than 20 years. Like a number of other Sun Herald carriers, the bad weather threw him for a loop this morning.
They were going to go to press at 8:30 last night, and well, that didn't happen till 10 o'clock this morning. So, it's just got to be careful out here.
He was a little behind schedule, but managed to deliver newspapers to his 300 customers before mid-afternoon. Frozen bridges, ice, and road closings were an obstacle for him and other folks who had to drive to work. And while his normal route looked much different today, these conditions took him back on memory lane.
Well, back in '72, that's when I delivered on a bicycle. There was a lot of snow then. We've had a lot of cold days and all, but, nothing like this. Not as slick.
After months of separation, today at the Wxxv studio, News 25's Joe Sullivan finally reunited the Swan family with Ginger.
When you first initially see it's an amazing feeling. It's like everything just came together and it's now going to be fine.
Soon the Swan family will be returning to Indiana, but this time with their best friend Ginger. And the family already knows what Ginger's first meal will be when they get home.
She's getting a steak. Whatever she wants, she gets it.
At the Wxxv studio, Mark Armstrong, News 25.
God did what was done. That, medicine is not even capable of doing what was done.
Meanwhile, Karen continues to use her gift of playing her piano by ear and her newly discovered gift of writing to help others believe that faith is a key to overcoming anything, even what seems to be the impossible.